Hi, Taurus, and welcome to Silky Intuitive. My name is Nancy. This reading is a special reading for your sign. As we go along over the next several weeks, they'll all be up first at YouTube. I've got a reading, past position, present position, and a reading called The Story of Us, the unit, the family, a partnership, your career, the people you work with. Wherever this resonates in your life, this reading might be meant for you. After this reading, you can go over to the Vimeo channel. That's where you can find the reading for Taurus Future, the story of us. Okay, let's talk about this reading. Let's look first at the past. Now, first let me say, if you want a reading meant just for you, you can find the contact information at my Weebly website. Reach out to me there. I'll get back to you. Okay, now we're ready. First, in the focus position, past for Taurus, we have the Six of Cups and the Seven of Pentacles. Since it's in the past position, and the Six of Cups, it's all about memories of the past, sometimes melancholy. For me, Taurus, this past position maybe had you focusing on your childhood a lot. Maybe the past does represent a very young Taurus energy. Maybe not having the things that you needed. Maybe there was no support system for you as a child, as a young person. Maybe for some reason you always felt like you weren't good enough, is another message that I'm getting. Emotionally trying childhood for Taurus is what I'm getting from your past. Maybe this is an element that you passed on somehow to your own children, and maybe that's why this past situation comes up as such an important focus. Maybe the way you were treated. Maybe you didn't have the best clothes. Maybe you didn't often get fed regularly. There's a real feeling that your childhood just was not an upstanding example of what a childhood should look like. The head or your outlook on things, the way you see things, the way you think things, the way you think of the past. In a lot of ways, I think that the childhood feels like there's a lack of happiness. And it feels to me like, Taurus, maybe you spent your entire life chasing a dream, looking for the right road, the right path to take. Maybe life didn't hand you the opportunity that you missed out on. As an adult, you have resentments towards an adult figure who was an obstacle on your road to happiness. As a child, though, at a very young age, is what I'm trying to say. I think Taurus always tried to chase their dreams, but somehow never quite hit the mark. Or as an aging adult, you're finding that no matter what you do, there's a lack or a need to keep running forward because you have not found what it is that you were looking for. Now I sound like Bono. Okay, now, next, the heart position for Taurus. Strength and the Three of Wands. At the heart of Taurus in your past, I think all of this chasing dream, all of this looking for a better life, looking for the success in some way or another, but always feeling like you never quite hit the mark. At your very heart, you've developed a very strong sense of self. At your very heart, there's a desire that you would like to share, but maybe that element for Taurus just, maybe you just haven't found it yet. Like I'm hearing Bono in your head, and I still haven't found what I'm looking for. So at the very heart, I think you're looking to grow. Think you're looking to find that thing to solve that situation within you, but you still haven't found it, or you haven't figured out how to express it. There's something lacking from your past. Body. Well, the Ten of Wands. Taurus, I think you're strong, but I think you're starting to feel a little bit beat down from your past. Maybe all of the emotional shit from your past that prevented you from finding happiness has become a burden on you. And even though you be in really fine physical shape, you're feeling weighed down. You're feeling slower. Maybe this is about age catching up to you while you're in a stage of really wanting to move forward. It feels like your body might be trying to slow you down with aging, with pain, with body aches, and the normal things. The arthritic bones and the bad back and the dislocated shoulder. And it's all kind of starting to feel like it's overwhelming. And with all of this water, I'm almost feeling you need to drink more water. There's a need for more fluids, and not the alcoholic kind. I mean water, juices, anything that can have an impact on your bones, on your skeletal structure, on your muscle tone. These things be asking for fluid intake. And I don't know why I just got that for you, Taurus, but it's a clear message that these kinds of aches and pains from the past may be coming back, but now they're going to be a little more overwhelming than they used to be because you're aging. Also, I think that swimming may be helpful. The impact of age, for some reason, I feel is having some sort of a effect on Taurus and the way they're feeling health-wise. Drink more water, get more nutrients. The bones, your muscles are really begging for that kind of attention. Now, in the soul position, I have the Empress, and I have the Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands can talk about the dissatisfaction to me, not being satisfied with the way you were given maybe you weren't given a religious upbringing, or maybe you had conflicting ideas around faith as a young person, or as you matured. Maybe you saw the wrong in what your mother faith is. What were you raised as? I was raised as a Catholic. I was raised crazy ass, freaking to the grindstone, kneeling on broken glass Catholic. Roman Catholic, crazy Catholic. I mean, I was raised with the most profound, unthinkably strict Roman Catholic upbringing. And for me, that would have been the struggle. If this was talking about me, which it's not, I have no Taurus in the chart, that would have been a struggle for me. I would have always been looking to get out, never to find anything better, to get out. But now I think there's a search for growth spiritually here for Taurus, where maybe it had been a struggle at this point, at some time, maybe even in the very recent past. You have considered growth through a spirit connection, through a soul connection. All right, now let's look at the present. Okay, Taurus, what have we got in the present? Focus energy. The of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So here's your energy, Taurus. Queen of Pentacles, secure, connected to her body, connected to the earth, connected to her family. But right now, there is an ending, an absolute ending coming your way, where mentally you are probably at the very end of this road. The swords are the mental thinking, but that 10th sword is the last abuse. It's the last pain. And so our focus be staying true to oneself, being grounded, being secured, having faith while you're going through what feels like a mentally conflicting ending, where maybe you have been left, or maybe you're going through a divorce, or maybe you've been fired from a very important job, and you're looking at this present day for a more sound structure. Now, we want to look in the next position, which is the position of the head. What are you thinking? What's on your mind? Look at this clarity. There's clarity here for Taurus. The clarity for Taurus is around this new beginning. What is Taurus starting right now? We know that there's an ending. I think the ending and the beginning here are very much connected. Are you thinking about taking a chance, stepping out of your comfort zone, maybe, and doing something that you had never thought about doing before? It feels very much like there be some emotional risk, or it just go against everything that you've thought in the past. But it's a chance. It's taking a risk. This can often be taking a step blindly into the future, completely accepting that the road in front of you would be unseen. For you, it would be untraveled. But for you, it would also be worth the risk. For me, Taurus, some of you are heavy in concentration on this new beginning, where we know you have absolutely, in the current day, are going through a change, but you're going through mental changes, an ending and a beginning, all at the same time. Now, your heart, the Nine of Swords and the Four of Cups. So I really hate to say it, but I do think that Taurus, some of you have been left behind. You have made an offer to someone and it came back to you in the form of rejection. There's some upset, some sadness, some seriously deep contemplative thought about what you're experiencing at this time. It could talk about an opportunity that's very deeply embedded in feeling, that has you rocking in confusion. Because to me, this is up all night, pacing the floor, looking at this offer, this opportunity, and wondering, where did I F it up? What went wrong? Why am I hurting so bad by this person's leaving life? Whatever the question is, at your heart, some of you in the current day are really having a hard time dealing with what it is that's happening in your life right now. It's very much at your very heart center. Okay, Taurus, let's move on to the body, current day. The King of Fire and the King of Pentacles. Okay, Taurus, I get it. Taurus is like this. They have the natural ability to be successful. And so you've got a grasp on that. You've got a real handle physically on your day-to-day work. And I think you're taking it on. And I think you're getting through it, through will, through desire. So I think your body at this time is strong. It feels dependable. It feels secure to get you through another phase of life. But for now, right now, you're feeling very masterful, very strong, as opposed to the past, where you have felt this strong need to move on. I find that here in your past, you've been a little bit weakened with burden, but I think it's good. It's positive. You're changing your body chemistry. Maybe you're leaner and more muscular, but your body seems to be rejuvenating, bouncing back really quite well. So on a physical level, I think you're really doing well body-wise. And if you're with a sexual partner, you're really having great sex right now. Should be. Because this is very masterful energy. You may be pleasing your partner in more ways than one. So good for you. Now, soul. You've got disappointment where your soul is connected. Why? Why? Your body feels strong. But here's where Spirit is saying you're feeling your weakest is spiritually. Maybe you parted ways with your religion or your faith or your belief of origin. Or maybe those beliefs are proving to be disappointing in one way or another. For me, everything about being a Catholic is disappointing. The only thing that I love about the Catholic Church right now, surprisingly enough, is the Pope. So for me, I have great disappointment in the things that the Catholics have been doing over the years. But I do have a real element of hope as far as the soul is concerned, that is taking a new direction through this new man. That's where I stand as far as faith goes. You maybe feeling similar emotion connected to your own personal lifelong soul path, soul growth. Because this is very much going to talk about the elements of faith that you've broken from, that have proven disappointing and you've broken from. Maybe you've completely walked away from faith, from what we consider to be God, whatever that means to you. I myself, I am complete atheist, but because of the way I was raised, it's just the choice that I make, although I do believe in a higher element. We'll get into that another time. Here we go. It's about walking away. I don't want to get on the rant about religion because it's personal for everyone. But I don't think I'm alone in that element where people have looked up to heaven and said, okay, where were you when this just happened to me? If you are supposed to be my Lord and Savior, where were you? And I think that is a question that so many people find themselves in. No hate mail. Now, that's all I've got for you on that, but let's look at some clarity. Okay, clarity. This is what I'm really concerned with here. This right here, and the fact that it feels like Taurus has been chasing a dream, chasing the sunshine, and never quite reaching the mark. There's disappointment here. Disappointment at a very young age, and a feeling of disappointment. Maybe the faith part is that you've lost faith in yourself. That would be connected to whatever the ending is. Whatever this ending you're feeling in the current day is why you're losing faith right here. Okay, here we go. I want clarification on Taurus's hardship. A young Taurus and maybe some difficult family issues. Prison, the thief, and waiting. Some of you have had a criminal past. I think a lot of that you could possibly blame The family connections that were not satisfying, that's always possible. But as Taurus gets older, another thing they need to learn is how to take complete responsibility for the negative actions. But I really do think in this case, Taurus has a possibly have a legitimate reason why their past was so problematic. It feels like maybe some of you did spend time in jail, um, stealing out of need. With the waiting, I would just think that that would be maybe waiting for life to change, maybe waiting for hope to return. That is really seriously a problem past for Taurus. Now let's take a look at the current day and why we're feeling this struggle while we feel physically well. We've got this new beginning here, a new way of thinking with a change. And then we've got this heavy, heavy heart, though, of an emotional problem while our bodies are feeling strong and your soul is walking away. It would tell me that on an emotional level, you've had more loss than you can bear. You keep your body strong because your heart is broken. For whoever this is resonating with, it's not going to resonate with anyone. This is talking about a Taurus sun, moon, rising that is seriously dealing with emotional hardship that has hurt them at their hearts and hurt them on a spiritual level. All right, let's grab that clarification. 1, 2, 3. The foe, the friend, the sweetheart. In present day, basically what you've done, you have been involved with more than one person. And that's now why you're in this emotional hell. Or the other person had invited a second element into your relationship. And that's why you're in this emotional hell. Physically, you're strong. Mentally, you're trying to look forward to a new life, maybe taking a chance on something. But we know that now for some of you, this pain is really about a friend coming between you and your sweetheart. And it feels like there are lies here. A lot of lies, a lot of deception. The 9, the 10, the 8 of Cups. Okay, yeah, one more. I'm going to get one more clarification. Money, servant, joyfulness. You're on a new path. You're on a new path. This could be a new path where your career is concerned. I do think that as far as this connection here, I think that financially, what you're doing is going to serve you well. But I'm not sure about the mending of this emotional situation here. I'm going to take one more clarification on this. And then we're going to go over to Vimeo and pick up on your future. Despair. The lover and the superbia. That's the ego. Well, I just think that we have a kind of a feeling of hopelessness is the way I'm going to put that. I think for some Taurus, there is a stage where you have big questions, maybe even big doubts about your future. That's why we're going to go over Vimeo. Take a look. If this is resonating with you, your reading is going to, the future reading is over at my Vimeo channel. Go take a look. Right now, I think Taurus is having a time of it. Let's go take a look at your future reading. That's over at Vimeo channel. Until the next time, Taurus, reach out to me through the Weebly link if you need me for private reading. I'll get back to you. Reach out to the Vimeo channel to view your future reading or a whole bunch of other stuff. Take a look around. And until the next time, Taurus, take care, be well, and peace.